time, I'm in the daylight. You're calling to say hi, but your words, they cry. If there's something that you need to say, I know it ain't easy living inside your brain, for sure. You keep telling me that it's all okay, but I know, yeah, your silence speaks so loud. Your silence speaks so loud, and I hear you calling out, yeah.
There's nothing left for me to do than run and act myself a fool. truth is a damn hard pill to swallow. I'm reaching out.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to LDDL, the gaming community for VRC stuff and everything in between. So we're gonna have a awesome game tonight. Tonight we're gonna go ahead and have our first Overwatch match that we've been waiting for. Team Delamore versus Team Prevail. It's gonna be a fantastic night. I'm Drift, as you know, and we're gonna have a great time. Here with me tonight, who knows a little bit more about Overwatch, and I'm okay with it. I got a Agent
Yo,
M. What's up, buddy?
Dab. I'm excited for the game tonight, Drift. How you feeling, man?
I'm kind of jittery excited. You know, last time we casted Overwatch, I know what's going on, but you know what? It's always a lot to watch. There's a lot of team synergy that goes on during this. Now, there's a few interesting facts about the game day we got coming up tonight. Um, so Team Delamore was actually a different team in season 0.
It was?
Yeah, there's actually
Oh.
this most of the lineup. I believe was Team Void in season 0. So we have a whole team flip roster here.
Oh, jeez. Coming in from one side, representing another.
So there's gonna be some familiar faces here in Overwatch. So I'm kind of excited to see that how that plays out. And we have some new contestants with one familiar face. We got Team Prevail coming in with Extra Haley, who was actually on the Misfits team last season, but the rest of the roster is new to the season.
It'll be exciting to see what they bring to the table, man.
All right.
Large expectations for tonight.
So I know we're starting off this map on Oasis. It's a very pretty map. I'm just kidding. Well, it is pretty, but we're gonna have to start off with Control. Listen, I know a lot more than I did before. I was watching a little bit of Overwatch beforehand. What can you be out of the current meta of Overwatch? What do you think we're gonna see here this time around, Agent?
Man, judging by both teams, you never know, man. That's the exciting thing. We could see dive comps, we could see shield comps. You never know what people are going to pull up with. People are going to be flexing the different characters to cover their weak points and find counters to the enemy team. It's constantly changing. That's the big thing with Overwatch, man. You have to adapt to hopefully match your enemy team's skill set and better your own team's skill set. So honestly, I'm excited to see what both teams are going to bring to the table today because anything could happen.
That sounds fantastic. And just in case that maybe I need a refresher, or anybody in chat might not know, how does Control play out? What is Control? What are we controlling here?
You have two teams that are attacking a center point, and when both teams spawn in, the center spawns between them, obviously, and then they're just going to be basically fighting over that point in the middle of the map. And the point being in the center, people can flank around, come from the left, come from the right. There's plenty of opportunities for each team to make ground, make plays, get some synergy going where they need to get synergy going, and hold that point in the middle. It's percentage base. You have to hold the point. It's like King of the Hill. You hold the point to 100%, you win the round. Two
Oh man,
rounds takes it.
man, you know what? You say that, but I face palm because I can remember one of the reasons that I kind of hated playing Overwatch is it seems so infamous that the 99% is the longest percentage in the entire game. I've never seen a game where 99% lasts 4 hours.
Hey man, as long as you can hold that overtime on the point for your team to come back, that's what counts.
Listen, if I start screaming at 99%, don't be surprised. I hate it.
It gets exciting, it gets intense, everything's on the table. It'll be amazing to see what both these teams bring to the table. Um, Also, the difference with Overwatch is it's actually 3-5, so it's 3 wins to claim the dub tonight.
Oh,
So,
this is gonna be some long games. I hope. I'm ready to see some
yes.
Overwatch action. And to tell you what, so you're talking about the control map and how you can come in different angles. Is there any insights on Oasis itself that you think any team can capitalize on?
High ground. High ground, left and rights, like it just varies based on team comp. So, whenever it comes to people coming in, like, you have your Pharah players, you can have McCree up top on the high ground, like, it just like I said, it just varies based on what each team is going to bring to the table and kind of what strategy they're going to be running. Each team's just going to have to adapt and see what they got going for them to kind of flex over to different heroes and hopefully make up for what the other team's trying to capitalize on.
Yeah, I can understand. I mean that's most esports gaming. If you can be flexible, it's definitely plays in your favor. And I'm excited to watch this game tonight. Um, Definitely going to be a great game to get doing Overwatch again as we get the players in here and get them ready to go. I haven't. It's been so long since we've seen Overwatch since season 0. Almost what's it been like
It's
2 months at this point?
it's been a long time. It's the first Overwatch game of season 1, man. It's awesome. It's a highly anticipated game for me, at least. I don't know. How do you feel, Drift? You feel like you've been ready for this game for a few weeks now? I have.
I haven't been ready for this game all month. All month I've been watching that calendar. I'm like, man, it's coming closer. We got that Overwatch game coming up. We've seen a lot of an entire series. We've had a great mix up of teams that come in, different dubs for each different of the different groups, and it's actually fantastic. I love it. It's been more even across the board now this time around with the whole team. So we'll have to see how that plays out. Make sure we got everything ready to rock and roll here, and to get the overdrive for the Overwatch team. Um, just waiting on one more player, I believe, before we go ahead and get started here. It seems to we had them and we lost them. They got lost in the wind. Agent. So, how long you been playing Overwatch?
I just started. 20 minutes. Okay, brand new account. No, not really. I've played Overwatch for probably 3 or 4 years, but I've never really played it that competitively myself, but I've had a lot of friends who do play it competitively. I have a lot of friends in the league who are sitting here competing against each other today, which is just awesome to see. Um, but I just love to see, the competitiveness and teams go against each other in a game that I have, played for 3 or 4 years off and on here and there at a skill set that I would consider above my own. So it's just amazing to watch the gameplay and the thought process of each team and how it works.
Yeah, definitely. It is a very team comp game. I can tell you that much. You got a lot of team game synergies. Like Siege is its own thing, but you can kind of take out one gunfight comes down to yourself. But with the bullet spongy nature, as I like to say about Overwatch, it's why it's never been my forte of style. But I've definitely played it a decent bit, but I'm definitely not heavy into that meta. It's just like one of those games that team comp is definitely key, and we saw that a lot in season 1 with the games. So we're gonna go have to head and see how it works out with this fresh synergy for this new team coming in, Team Prevail, as well as what has changed since season 0 for Team Delamore's side of the game. Let me give us another hot minute here. We're going to go ahead and get these players ready for this lineup. I think we get them on. Yeah, so we do have a poll running in the stream chat. Go ahead and throw your predictions in there on this game before we get started and see who the victor is going to go ahead and come out to be. And I think we're just about ready to get this started. As soon as these teams give us the A-OK, we'll go ahead and jump into this game. And since Adrian, since you seem to be more of the veteran Overwatch player here, I think I'm going to
I
let you
wouldn't
go ahead and.
I wouldn't say that.
Well, I
I wouldn't
mean,
say that.
I would. You probably could ramble off and know what's going on better than I could. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you handle that. A hot action per action gameplay that we're gonna get going on here in this game.
It'll be hard to contain my excitement for both teams here.
Oh
I
yeah,
I'm ready to see the competition and God, I'm ready, man.
yeah. I lost my voice the other day doing.
You lost your voice the other day?
Yeah, doing Rocket League. So it's probably happened again. But hey, here we go. Into the game we go. Game 1, Oasis Team Prevail versus Team Delamore. Agent, I'm gonna let you have the floor.
I excited to be here.
So this first control point, where are we at on this?
Yeah, so the first control point is going to be right in the center. Right now, we are looking at, I believe, Team Prevail spawn coming up on the center of the map. You have above point right there. That's the point. It looks like Team Delamore running somewhat of a dive comp. Maybe from both teams. Okay, interesting to see here as both teams get ready to push the point in the middle.
And they explain that dive comp to me a little bit. Here we see heroes. I know literally the monkey can dive into action, but is that what you're referring to?
Yeah, dive comp is more of a it's more of a team comp that's meant to rush. It's meant to get right into the action, right up against the enemy team. You're not really hiding behind a shield or trading on and off with the shield. You're just pushing straight to the point and hopefully going to throw the team all the way to the side. As the action kicks off over by Mega underneath high ground.
I thought Genji was going to fall off the map there.
Nah, coming into the pad, a lot of crazy stuff happening here. Gorkman takes out Minimal. Dolan with the Genji play. Hammond just all over the place. You got the lone, you got the lone Mora on point for Team Delamore, capping it. Mouse.
They do get them pushed out there, so they'll have to definitely get a regroup and get a team push to come back on that point there.
That's right. Team Prevail regrouping a little bit as Delamore sits on the point, waiting for another push.
Join me.
I'm glad they're color-coded because it helps my brain a lot. Listen, a lot of the games you can't color-code. Thanks to, shout out to Mahedrian for color-coding this for Drain's simple brain. The cat point is even the right color. Look at that.
As Team Prevail pushes point, you have some of Team Delamore on high ground as the Hammond kind of mixes their team around a little bit. McCree picking off Genji. McCree also picking off the Lucio. They are down a side healer. Hammond just putting in work in the backfield for Team Delamore. As we see the ult, I don't think anything came out of that ult. That's Team Prevail with a gnarly push there. Still haven't seen a death by the Hammond yet.
Gorkman, 13 health. Oh my
sitting
God,
in the backfield, waiting for his healers to come up. You got Haley running the main healer in the back for Team Prevail. They have them at the spawn.
Is this a heavy choke point here on this map right here on these doorways?
Yes, so that's where most of the time you'll see teams try to hold those doorways right there.
Ooh, Mousy on the double
kill
Diva.
with the Diva ult.
A lot of ults going off. Oh my God.
Haley gets the res on the Anya. McCree taking out Genji yet again. Delamore trying to cap that point from Team Prevail. Anya and McCree trying to hold on to it as much as they can. Taking out that healer and the Anya. McCree, the lone survivor, pushes him off the point. Takes out the Winston. Delamore taking the point back. Hammond just doing work, scattering the team around for Team Prevail. That's the main thing when you're playing Hammond. You just want to bully people as much as you can.
Off the map. God.
Soldier off the map. Gorkman doing what
like
he
a wrecking
can.
ball.
I hate you for making that joke.
I had to. You have to. You can't have a ball like that without a wrecking ball joke. Listen, it might be a couple years old now, but it's still relevant. So we have a pretty close percentage there. At one point, they were 50-50. Delamore on the point.
Yeah, a lot happening here. Trying to go in with the McCree ult.
McCree just standing around with his hip down.
Getting the res off on the Winston. Trying to push forward and doing something. Diva holding a hard point in the middle, taking off two more. That's a hard push there for Delamore as they hold off Team Prevail in the first round. That was extremely back and forth. That was insane.
That's why we like to see a lot of even gameplay. You know, those control points kind of tough to do once you got the steamroll and the chokes down. It's hard to break out of those, definitely. So we'll have to see how they'll switch up. We do see a little bit of a switch up. This is sort of the same with the shield ops here, with Reinhardt being a shield blocker.
Yes.
Shield
So you
blocker.
got looks like both teams are running I forget the technical term for it. They're running a shield play. We have a
Team
Rhine.
6? I mean,
Not
wrong
bang.
game.
We have a Rhine and a Zarya combination from both teams. Yet Delamore's running the Anya Lucio for the heals, to whereas I did say Anya.
Anya nut.
Delamore taking the high ground.
Whoa!
Pushing in through the middle, a lot happening here. The Rhines neck and neck, battling out in the middle.
Oh! The hammer to
taken
the
out.
face! So the objective is live. We're gonna go ahead and see a secure here. Team Prevail does take the
Team
point.
Prevail takes the point, manages to shove Delamore back to their spawn as they hold these choke points at the hallways here.
Yeah, there's definitely, we saw the same kind of thing. It's the same cop coming from both teams. Seems that they both have the kind of the same knowledge when it comes to the different points that they're running.
It's a very like-minded mindset from both teams. It's amazing to see just level-headed individuals going at it from each side.
Hey, they're looking pretty in pink as they're about to bring in this rush.
As they push in with the Rhine ult, Zarya's dropping the shields on the both, pushing in. Got that major
Rhine
charge there. Team Prevail taking out 3 of Delamore. 4
Or almost
holding them off
5.
this
Oh my goodness,
point.
they kind of do the retreat.
Very difficult.
So what
Try
kinda
not to
happened
get picked
there?
off.
What happened there with that push?
Chaos, man. Chaos.
Chaos.
Dropping the ults to keep them off of the point.
No, this definitely seems like it's a very close game. So it seems like they're going to go for that high ground again. Do you really think they can capitalize on this position? Don't die on me, man. One of us has to stay alive for this cast.
I know, man. I know.
Oh, and oh my goodness, they're all
holding the
close
shield,
together.
trying to block the McCree ult. Going in, McCree manages to take out the off tank for Team Delamore as... Okay, we got even trades. Prevail just holding Delamore off this point.
Oh my god, we almost have a team wipe. Mousie's the only one left up for Delamore.
Backing up as much as they can, holding them there as Team Prevail
100 to 0.
solidly holds Team Delamore off of this point.
We have a 1-to-1 game. Let's go. Oh wait! I think we got corrected in chat. I think there was a roster name change for one of the characters I forgot about.
Oh yeah.
What's
just
the
gonna
Cowboys'
start-
name now?
We're just gonna start calling them what they refer to them as in Overwatch. We're just gonna start calling them Cowboy.
All right, look.
They did. They haven't changed. They haven't done it. I don't know. Have they done an official name change for McCree yet? All I know is that they would
I
continue
heard
to
a
refer
rumor
him
that
as
it was in the
Cowboy.
recent patch, but I didn't see it. All right, well, do we have Cowboy plays in this game? We do. So, oh, as he already takes damage.
Cowboys. Team Delamore continuing to go the high ground as they battle for it on the staircase. Gorkman for Team Delamore trying to hold that shield up as much as he can. Team Prevail getting shoved on the point as they battle it out. That is 2 down. No, that's 1 down for Delamore. Ryan going
3.
in hard, even trades.
Mousy
Delamore has
taking
3
damage
down.
here. Even taking Prevail capping on that point currently. It is contested. Oh, McCree gets the stun. Is Diva? Oh, punches Diva in the face.
As they are contesting the point, each team's trying very hard to
And Prevail
push
does
them
get
off.
that cap.
gets that first cap of the game.
So there's a choke point here than that kind of that aisleway to see if they can regroup in time for this. So here is the main point as they try to come back down that staircase. It's Prevail takes the high ground this time around.
Team Delamore pushing in through main stairs as Team Prevail holds the high ground above point. Diva and Ryan for Team Delamore pushing up onto the point as they drop an ult. Ults traded left and right. Each team pushing what they can to try to shove the other team off of it. Delamore takes 3 down yet again as Team Prevail is holding them off of these points.
Oh my god, the cowboy plays are insane as he gets taken out there. Oh, again, taking him out.
Team Prevail doing a solid teamwork, holding Team Delamore off of this point as Team Delamore tries to regroup to see what they can do to try to push this point as they come in through hallway from their own side. Both Ryans coming in with what they can as they drop the Hanzo ult, taking out 3 on Delamore. 4, 5, Mouse, the last one left. 70%
wow.
for Team Prevail as they are holding
insanity.
Delamore off of this point.
What did that tree do to you, Gorkman? Yo,
Team Delamore have 3 ults. They're going to have to push with something here to try to get Team Prevail off of this point.
What kind of plays do you think we should see coming up in this next thing to kind of make this point happen for them?
A hard push. I expect the ult from Lucio to hopefully help. Oh, double ult for Delamore.
There's that 99%!
There's that 99 overtime. Cowboy, the last one left.
Woo!
Tries to push
Delamore
back, ball
gets
back.
it.
Delamore manages to push Team Prevail off of the point with the ult push.
That's insane. That's that 99% job in work, as you see here in Overwatch, the nail biting 99%. How I'm gonna have no nails by the time this game is over. So here we have Team Comp.
Team Prevail pushing in through main stairs as Delamore's kind of divided up on the point. You got people up top. Blocks the Ryan ult as, ooh, Cowboy taking out the double. You got 2 versus 1 being taken out. That's 3 down for Team Prevail as Delamore keeps them off at this point.
Well, definitely see some synergy from Delamore. They regroup. I see they've actually had a hero change and they brought a Cowboy of their own. So maybe that's the play they needed to kind of hold this point back and get the rest of that 99.
You got the Baptiste ult and the Cowboy ult for Team Prevail as Team Delamore is sitting on the high ground, pushing up hard as they can to try to shove from Delamore off at this point and hopefully take it back. That is 2-1 traded on the high ground as they take it down to point. Young Genji putting in work for Team Delamore here to keep Team Prevail off the point as the 99% is yet again still on it as Team Prevail regroups in their spawn and Team Delamore falls back to point.
How many pushes are we looking here?
Push.
Maybe one more push here before the timer?
This is going to be the last push here as they got they have 2 ults to hopefully try to do something here.
We hit a double Cowboy and high news.
Pushing in through the high ground again. Delamore taking the double right off the start as they fall down to 99.
Point. They're so close on point.
It's overtime right
cap.
here. Kiwi pushes
the
2 off.
Big with the soldier ult for the win for Delamore.
That is it. Delamore takes that first round win on Oasis. Prevail pushing it to the 99%, taking it into overtime. Delamore manages to shove him off of it and hold him that second round.
Oh, hey, we in spooky season, there's a coffin.
Young Genji taking the play of the game for Team Delamore here.
Yo, that was insane. That was definitely a back and forth game. That's what I definitely like to see here in the league is some close games. And that last cap definitely came down to that 99% team comp fight there on the point. What did you think?
It's insane to see, man. It is insane to see from both teams, just the synergy and the communication with the regroups, the fallbacks, and the pushes that each team has had, and managing to hold the other team off as well as they can. It's what you love to see in a game like Overwatch, man.
All right. Well, I believe we are gonna push to the next map here, but are we taking a quick intermission? Yes, we are gonna take a intermission in between games to get everything set up, get everything rocking, ready to go. So you guys go ahead, grab your drinks, hit the bathrooms, anything you got to do. We'll see you back here in just a moment.
I remember the feel of the air touch my skin and my wrist, 'cause I felt something leave from within. I feel empty, have I got nothing left to give? Am I living? 'Cause I only felt alive with him. I'm driving in the night, the hood down. It's when I feel alive, when no one's around. The darkness deep inside comes to light now. But it's alright, it's alright. I can break no heart if I got none. I won't break apart if I stay on the run. But sometimes in the night I miss the sun. Why did darkness come? I felt my body break, my heart give up. Why did darkness come? I felt the lightning shake me into hell. Why did darkness come? I wanna stay in here where I belong. Why did darkness come? Something keeps waking me up. Why did darkness come? Why did darkness come? I remember. Am I real? I feel empty. Have I got nothing left to give? Am I living? 'Cause I only felt alive.
Hey, welcome back. I hope you have your drinks and you have did other things you need to do during the break, because we got more Overwatch action coming in here to the game too. We are going to Somewhere Industries, because I am not going to attempt to actually agent. What's it called? What's
Volskaya Industries.
Yo, listen, back in my day, this wasn't a map, I don't think, maybe. I don't know. And I think, yeah, we're playing Assault. So, Agent, please fill me in, and anybody else doesn't know, what is Assault?
It's also known as capture point. So you have a defending team and attacking team, and there are 2 points that the attacking team has to capture in the round. They're going to push up on the initial point as the defending team holds them off, And then once they capture that point, the defending team's got to fall back or regroup closer to their spawn point as the attacking team pushes forward.
All right, perfect. And hey, everybody's still color coordinated correctly, and thank goodness Mikidri knows what he's doing, because it helps my brain. It's a lot easier. So it's basically 2 controls from what you're telling me. You got the first point and the second point. Fantastic. Would you say that's harder than the standard control or easier?
Ready for battle.
It's just Overwatch, man.
Your opinion. I was asking your opinion.
Oh, my opinion?
Yeah, like if it's you playing, would you rather play control or this?
Honestly, in my opinion, dude, it depends on who I'm playing with and who I'm playing against. Because with normal control, it's all on the line for that 1 point. But with capture point, it's a lot easier for a team to say, "Hey guys, we're split up. We need to regroup. Let them have the point. We'll hold them here."
Right, and I see we have Team Prevail on defense first, so they're going to be holding that choke point right underneath that bridge that is familiar to me. I do know this map. So it's going to be so we see Orisa, the guy that doesn't wear shoes.
Looks like Kiwi and Team Delamore is running Symmetra, potentially doing the teleporter strat to the outside over by comms, pushing up the point. They're going to switch. Switches off. Okay, goes to Widowmaker instead.
So that means they're down a player.
But they did land the teleport for the rest of the team as they are stuck inside of comms.
So they placed down the teleporter literally and utilized it and then ran off and changed back.
And then backed up and did the role of Widowmaker that Widowmaker is, man. The sniper play.
Yo, they're a little verticality going on. They're not even on the point. They're in the house next to it. They're playing Siege over here. I didn't know. Are we watching the right game right now, or?
Team Prevail split up kind of half and half as Delamore is pushing mid underneath bridge, going to the point as they are doing what they can to try to shove them back a little bit. Team Delamore kind of regrouping in mid a little bit.
That's insanity. I don't have that kind of accuracy. Oh my goodness.
Team Prevail still holding kind of the ops center as Delamore is regrouping on the other side of HUD, potentially making a push up to point. You've got the ult up top, throwing in the Bob on point down below as he takes out Steve Sandelier.
I love
trading
this crossfire we got
left
going
and
on.
right.
That's definitely a point. Is not the place to be. We have a house-to-house fight here, boys.
Mousy with the flank as Reinhardt comes in with Lockhart right behind him, healing the Diva, falling off. Sigma taking the loss from Reinhardt on the point as Delamore is making ground. Manages to take out 2 of Team Prevail. No, opposite. Prevail takes out 2 of Delamore as they are on point with the pin on Orisa, shoving them back. Team Delamore with a major push on Team Prevail as Prevail tries to hold this point. You have the lone Tracer on the point doing what they can to be annoying and bounce around. That's what you got to do with those squishy teams as Tracer backs off, potentially giving Delamore the point.
Ooh,
as
that last
they regroup.
minute health, but they already will get picked off anyway. So that is the first point down. So now we're going to move on to the second point where we already have some aggression from the Diva. And the whole team's
Diva
there.
Throws the ult in. The whole team is already in.
Oh my god!
Triple ult
Overwatch,
takes out
4 down.
Major push
the
on the point from Team Delamore.
Wow,
They try
insane.
what they can to get to the point just to contest it so Team Prevail can come and do what they can to get on this point. But Delamore takes the second point with a major push with that Diva ult. Mousy. Amazing placement.
So I was watching a little bit of Overwatch. I do notice this remaining time. If both teams are able to make the both points, it comes down to the remaining time you have to push additional points after that, correct?
Correct.
All right,
Correct.
awesome. So, see, I am paying attention once in a while. It'd be like that, all right? As we fly back through here. So now we're obviously switching to the defense and attack sides for this. What
Right.
kind of synergy do you think we need to bring out on Team Prevail here to kind of push those points as quick as Delamore did?
Honestly, that Symmetra strat that Team Delamore pushed is a very solid strat in order to get there straight to the point, overside, and then try to push them off of it. Team Prevail held a strong front in the op center as Delamore was trying to push them off of it on point in mid, and they fought for a little bit under bridge there, but it looks like Team Prevail is actually going to be running a double shield comp as Gorkman with the Hammond yet again, as they're going to hold Team Prevail off at this point. You have position up on top of Hut, Diva, and Baptiste.
So I do want to point out something I noticed from Season 0 with the Delamore comp that was kind of switched from there is you see Gorkman on a lot of the Mouse House, and Mousy was actually the hamster before. It was the mouse ball. So it's definitely interesting to see them switch up a little bit. I'm pretty sure they switched off in Season 0 a lot, but I definitely noticed I saw Mousy on it more.
Flexing is a big thing, man. As Team Prevail pushes access and they fight in the op center over bridge, Mousy doing work with what they can.
Young Genji down, Alien down, trading kills left and right, Genji down. So
we got two down for Prevail, a single down for Team Delamore, I believe.
This is insanity on the edge and backside of the
holding
map.
The op center as Hammond does what he can to try to divide it up just a little bit.
So it seems like that's a push that Delamore tried to do on that left side. Prevail was able to get that building on that as we get elimination from the Diva.
Takes out Soldier and the Sigma and the Winston. That's both tanks down for Team Prevail. They're going to have to back up and regroup here a little bit and hopefully make another push for that point.
Yeah, that was insane. Once your meat shields go down, you're definitely got to back up because there isn't much left to health pool as far as the overall team. You know, it's the shiniest meat bicycle and they did not have it.
Hello.
All right. So, definitely going to see Gorilla come out on this next play and see if we can get up hopped onto that point. A little bit of aggression, as you would say.
Switches to the Diva as they shove up the low point in the comm center. Genji popping his ult, manages to take out Ash, but gets traded by the Soldier. Lockhart with the res on the Ash. Diva doing what they can to shove the Winston to the Hammond. Delamore putting in work, keeping Team Prevail off at this point, doing a solid job tanking out the tanks, forcing the rest of the team to regroup.
Yeah, this is definitely a matter of trying to get past that chunk point and get the health down. What kind of ults are we seeing here on each team? Is there a meter for that, or without viewing them?
At the top, it's the check marks and the percentages for each team.
You know what? Just cancel me as a caster. Listen, we
Team
had a whole
Prevail
bunch of that
on the point with the Winston, gets the power up on the Winston as they push in. Could this potentially be the push that Prevail needs? Hammond dropping his ult on the point, forcing Prevail to clear it.
As we lop a comment on the stream, I'm still good.
Prevail
good fat figure
pushes
there,
them off
for that one.
with a minute left. It looks like Delamore is going to regroup at the back point and give that point to Prevail with a minute left.
Now it comes down to that time. Now let's see if Team Prevail can go ahead and get this section capture. We definitely saw a quicker capture on the last one as Delamore has already got a good defense.
Like we got the switch to Hog and Diva as Winston is overextended. Team Prevail kind of backing up. The Winston found himself out of place there. Overextended without the rest of his team. Team Prevail is going to have to back up and get yet another push for this point based off of that. Delamore sitting what they can. We got 3 ults on the Delamore side and 2 for Team Prevail. Zarya being close, dropping the shield on the Winston as they are trading ults left and right. Kiwi taking out the Winston yet again and forcing Mouse out of their mech. They are fighting over mid right now as Delamore is holding point with Kiwi on top of Bridge on the right-hand side above Coast. Dropping the ult.
Making his way back as soon as he can, try to get that team help, you know what I'm saying? He does have ult here, could be big for capture.
We got 3 down for Team Prevail as Team Delamore has won. Young Genji taking out Prevail, forcing them yet again to regroup as Mercy and Pony fall back.
How much time we got for another push?
We got
what do you
2
think's
minutes.
What do you think we gotta see from the team comp here to kind of get this unrooted and through this objective here?
Team Delamore is holding this point hard from each angle. You have the DPS sitting up top above Bridge with the Hog as Diva is doing what she can. Winston overextends but drops the ult and divides them as Team Prevail jumps on the point.
We see a capture here. Are they gonna get it? We gotta contest
it
it.
into overtime. They boost the Hog as he drops the ult. Ult's being traded left and right. They managed to shove Prevail off yet again with that hard push, but we traded ults left and right. Looks like Mouse is the only one left with an ult.
Pony fell off the map. Oh, okay.
Anya jumping off the map to forcing herself in a respawn to regroup with the rest of her team. Team Prevail having a minute left at 85% to push this point. With another good push like that, they may be able to take this point home and forcing it into the additional time.
We'll have to see here. One more tick left on that capture point. We're going to see
as they are up top on Turbine. They are holding Turbine hard as Ryan pushes in the point with the Baptiste ult with the DPS up top, shoving hard with the Diva ult, but doesn't manage to land a kill as they take out the enemy team. Zarya low on health. Cowboy gets taken out. Delamore picking off Prevail left and right as the tank falls, forcing Prevail to regroup yet again. A lot of overextending from the Prevail's tanks here. Are they getting antsy or are they trying to pick out some openings for the rest of the team? What do you think,
We are
Trev?
down to the last 10 seconds. I don't know. I think they're just trying to get that push in there and try to get on that point, especially here in the last 5 seconds. As the right dashes and tries to get that contested, ain't gonna get
pushes
it.
in.
Wait,
Ult's gonna be traded
overtime.
left and right. The nail biter overtime that Drift loves to see as Delamore is holding him off as much as they can. They're trying to keep that ticks on the point. Delamore forces Prevail off that point and takes another round win for Team Delamore in this Overwatch tournament, holding them off both points solid that whole game.
Yeah, we're seeing a little bit of another Cowboy play the game here. Let's see what we got highlighted. You know, a lot of pistol loot. Oh, it's high noon. It definitely was for that play. As they fall off the map. Whew.
Solid holds by Team Delamore there. Team Prevail, like I said, I don't know if they were getting a little antsy there. That Winston diving in, overextending himself just a little bit. I think Team Delamore managed to take advantage of that, take out one of the main tanks for Team Prevail, and then just divide them up from there.
So that, yeah, definitely a lot of aggression coming on the side of Team Prevail. We can see that it just comes down to that comp that Delamore is just able to just hold that in, keep themselves together and kind of pick them up one at a time as they come in. So we're going to go ahead and get ready to roll into game 3 here. We're going to go ahead and take another intermission as we go ahead and get that set up. I know I need a hot break. It's been spicy.
These games left and right being traded off, man. Delamore potentially taking home the win for Team Delamore in this next match as it is 3-5. Prevail maybe pulling a win for them, putting them on the leaderboard. I'm excited. I'm excited for this next game. So,
well, before we roll in that, we're gonna go ahead and send that break. We'll see you all when we come back in just a moment. Heyo, welcome back. I hope you grabbed another round of drinks. Go ahead and do the other things you needed between, because we're going to have another great close game here in the Overwatch LDDL League. I'm excited for the next map. So we're headed to King's Row, which is a pretty little London lap that Tracer loves. And the game was going to be hybrid. Hey, Agent, can you tell me a little bit about
So hybrid, you're going to be, this team's going to be pushing a capture point, and once they cap that point, it's going to turn into escort from there. They got to escort the payload all the way to the enemy spawn, claiming the win for their team.
Hey, is this the one with the limousine?
No, it is not.
Oh man,
You're
I always love
thinking
to
of
punch the
Hollywood.
window. Yo, I like to punch the window. That guy's annoying as hell.
I mean, the robot that likes to scream at you from inside. What am I paying you for?
Yo, that kid can just drive his own limo. All right. Listen, I play more than I let off. All right, it's just one of those things. Just kidding. I haven't played this game like a year. But hey, we're here to watch the pros play. So let's go ahead and send this next match and get into it. There's a reason I don't play games competitively, guys. It's just not in my nature.
If I'm not mistaken, Team Prevail chose to attack. Okay. Correction. Prevail chose the map. Delamore chose to attack first. Correction. Let's get that straight. So Prevail is going to have to defend this initial point from the choke point outside of bus. You have mid outside of statue. You have a lot of good angles for a lot of DPS up here. You have clock, you have perch, and even the alleyway. Maybe seeing some push through movie or potentially another Symmetra play by Kiwi. He managed to get that off on the last game and then switched to Widowmaker with enough time to regroup on the point with the rest of his team.
No, wait a minute. The symmetric. I know what's coming up. I saw this in Season 0. Listen to me. So Delamore is about to pop a Bastion on top of that frickin' statue. I remember seeing this play in the first season. If they nail that again, I'm gonna lose my mind. So they did this against Team Misfits when they were Team Void. They pop a Symmetra on top of that statue and put Bastion up there to rain hell. Let's see if they go ahead and pull that shit off again.
Team Prevail potentially not knowing what's about to happen to them as Kiwi sets up the teleporter. There goes Bastion and the rest of the team on top of the statue as they are going. Drops off, already pushes Prevail off of the point as they are boosting the Bastion to try to hold Team Prevail off in that corner outside of Hotel. As they are doing what they can, Borkman pushing with the Sigma. As Team Prevail is trying their best to get back on point and force Delamore to retreat just a little bit, but young Genji being boosted by Lockhart is trapping Prevail, forcing them back.
Oh my goodness.
As Delamore takes the point, Prevail falls back to Arch.
Wasn't quite on top of the statue, but we definitely seen that Bastion come in and do aggression.
Are we potentially gonna see a trade-off here, or are they gonna potentially do a pirate ship play on Team Prevail? Oh, young Genji switching to Genji, living up to his name. Love to see it as they try to push this point under Archway. as Team Prevail tries to hold them off as Team Delamore is making ground. Shroud extending far out, but manages to pick off a kill with the Zarya, forcing Diva out of mech and landing the kill, holding Delamore hard at the archway as they manage to force them back to regroup as Sigma waits for the rest of his team.
Haley bringing back up Pony after elimination from Widowmaker. We see some trade-off here. Definitely laying the damage down. We have Genji up there with the other person. There's some madness happening here with the DPS in that top hallway.
Again, as we see the ults being traded, that is something that we have seen this game time and time again as both teams try to counter each team's ult with their owns, as Delamore manages to shove Prevail back from mid, making ground, continuing to push them back behind Cubby and Brew back into their spawn over by the horseshoe as Delamore is making major ground on this escort point.
See the heals coming out from them. Yeah, the bullets heal people, right? Is that the story that you teammates?
Yes.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. So Mousy up top, hallway, before definitely seeing the choke here, trying to hold him on that 90-degree angle. Is the spawn there? Where is that next point? Is it right when it enters that hallway?
Yes, it's right when they go inside of basically the enemy team spawn by horseshoe. And before the horseshoe, as they call it. Mousy landing the mech on the Ash. Going for the healer. Sigma pushes in as Delamore and Prevail are trading left and right at the entrance of this, boosting the Sigma, forcing Prevail back. Ash trying to survive, but they pick her off. Ryan there alone with the Mercy, healing him, trying to keep Team Delamore from getting this checkpoint here. Kind of overextended, about to break his shield, drops the ult, manages to stumble the Diva as the Baptiste comes forward with the Chandelier. They are holding him at 0.4 meters as Team Prevail tries to catch up to their Ryan. Aeon holding the line for Team Prevail here as Team Delamore is still picking them off one by one slowly. The synergy here and the comms have got to be ridiculous for each team as Sigma takes out the Ash. Baptiste, Mercy, that is both healers down for Team Prevail as Delamore shoves them back behind Horseshoe and manages to capture that point.
Oh, 0 health, runs into the wall, just gets barely tapped out there by Delamore on the retreat. Oh, we have a disconnect from Team Prevail. Are we seeing a lot of PvP? Pause! I don't know how you pause the game. Oof. So we are on a quick little pause here. We did have a disconnect on Team Prevail. While we wait on that, we see where the payload is currently paused at. Well, that play there at the gate, that was definitely holding the line. What was your thoughts on that, Agent?
Both teams trading left and right. Team Prevail taking advantage of their spawn being really close. And that's the thing with these hybrid maps. The further that the attacking team pushes forward, the harder it is for them to gain any ground because you have the constant respawns. So as an attacking team, the most damage you can do in the most DPS you can do in a little amount of time is what you need to push them past those choke points, especially coming up here by Horseshoe and Storage as the teams here looks like we're getting ready to continue the game as Dolan gets back in. Everybody's ready.
So that's a little bit of a ground game, but we'll have to see how they get to choke point. We are in the final stretch for that payload. Coming down the hill here. Let's see what we can come in. And we see the TV ult. Haley, I'm looking at it. Saves the team! He saved the whole team!
Gortman.
That's insane!
Pushes on as they are shoving Prevail back. Aeon doing what he can to try to contest this point as Zarya pushes forward 68 meters, coming in with the Genji ult, trying to shove them back, boosted, and with the Mercy buff, doing what they can to wipe out the team as Team Delamore shoves it in for Team Delamore, taking home the win for that round on Kings Row.
Score.
That was insanity, bro. That was straight up insanity. With 2 minutes and 44 seconds left, that's what Team Delamore will have to work with if they have to come back around to this objective. Now we see we have a reset. We should have Team Prevail on attack. What are we going to have to see here to have them push this objective a little bit faster?
They're going to have to go, they're going to have to push in with the dive team, maybe a solid shield strat. It's going to be interesting to see what they bring to the table. Maybe throw what Delamore did to them back in their face with the Symmetra Bastion play.
Ready for battle.
We would love to see it, as it looks like Team Prevail is running the classic Rhine Zarya tank build, as it is arguably considered one of the strongest tank builds in the game.
30 seconds.
Yeah, I definitely see it a lot. I've noticed that over time the Zarya is definitely one of those picks. So we see young Genji is running around as the Ninja Genji. So
Lockhart switching off of main tank to the side tank of Brigitte, maybe bringing some utility to the team that they didn't have before, as I enjoy playing Brigitte,
1.
but a lot of people don't see it as that. As we kick off this next round in the game, Hanzo boosted as Team Prevail. Kiwi picks off the main healer for Team Prevail already, as they are holding the statue.
yo, what is Kiwi even? Oh, it was Mercy or Widow. God, I said Mercy. Jesus, leave me alone. As we see the hot contention here by the statue, the heals coming out. Oh my God, there's so much going on right here. We just got around the wall. What the hell?
Team Prevail taking out the DPS and the side healer for Team Delamore, as they are trying to make ground. They're taking out the main tank.
They are on the
Taking a
objective
hard
already.
point for
Woo!
that objective,
Not even
shoving
with the Bastion. Just straight up shoving it in
Delamore
there.
back under the
Wow.
archway as they regroup. Team Prevail taking objective 1.
Yo, that Zarya's brave as hell. They out there on
Zarya,
the woods.
extremely overextended, but doesn't seem to care.
Let's go. We got some gaming here. We LGGL gaming. Let's go. Yo,
As we kick off the payload portion of the match here, Team Prevail doing what they can to shove Team Delamore back under this archway, takes out
Zorkman
the
is
main
like in the
tank.
wind.
Dorkman coming up strong, potentially, taking out the Ashe. Genji from the side, inside of Clock. Sorry, I had to burp there for a second.
Yo, Team Prevail back on that payload though. We got the push coming out here. We're gonna see some fight over the top. Here we see the ults, and there's so
being
much.
traded here.
I can't even say what he said. There we go with the dragon play. We see some fucking hammer to hammer action. That's what we're talking about, boys.
Young Genji popping his ult and getting punished by Team Prevail as they are shoving Delamore back with the boosted Reinhardt, making solid ground outside of alleyway here, pushing up onto Cubby and Staircase, coming up to that archway coming up to the entryway to Horseshoe, where Team Delamore and Team Prevail clashed the last round.
All right. So
Looking
I
forward
gotta
to
ask,
some
what is
major
horseshoe?
clashes here.
What do you keep saying horseshoe for?
Horseshoe is the inside. It's just what I keep referring to, the inside of in that building.
God,
there.
that payload is just a trucking. It is not a stumping. It's about to
Moving
go
at
down
2 meters. Team Delamore trying to hold
Dorkman
Team
able to
Prevail
stop
off.
it.
Throwing,
And the hammer is down from Team Prevail.
putting the Bob to sleep in the back
Woo!
as Team Prevail takes out the Team Delamore Rhine. Kiwi picking off the Zarya in the backfield as they're trying to push this payload the final 2 meters they need to hit this checkpoint, as Aeon
The
is
longest
holding
2
the front
meters I've
round.
ever seen in my life.
They manages to land it.
99%. So we do see that push out here, as this Widow's gonna try to make some pops as
So
well.
So as I was saying earlier, if you look to the right, inside those little rooms there, that is Horseshoe, where there is a med kit. And now they are pushing the payload around Horseshoe towards mid, making solid ground here as Team Prevail is coming up on the spawn of Team Delamore, just moving this payload.
It is not
Zarya
stop. It's
and
trucking.
Gorkman. Gorkman extremely overextended, backs up just in time. Zarya trying to do a little bit of picks, force Team Prevail to regroup back towards the entrance as they get ready for this next push.
That was insanity, man. It's definitely cooking along. We definitely see that momentum. You know, you saw the momentum from Delamore there. Did not expect for Team Prevail to come back with such momentum that quick.
Now, this is the map that Team Prevail picked, so maybe they saved this map for last to put on as much of a fight as they could. Going in with the Hanzo ult, manages to pick off the Zarya.
Two of them, Mousy and the
from
Widow.
the backfield. Gorkman trying to pick off, but the chandelier
Oh, Ilya down
saving
to a
him.
sliver. Woo! Oh my God.
Prevail trying to shove around this.
Oh my God.
Shoving
Hammers
forward.
are down, shoving back. Oh
That
my
is-
God.
could
Here comes the
potentially be the
payload.
push
Here
they
comes
need.
the Diva.
Zarya
And the Diva, what is
regrouping
that?
them on it to
No.
try to do what she can. You see the switch for Doomfist
And
from
there's-
young Genji
Wait, is it
with-
not there?
with
Is it not
70
there?
meters
There it
yet.
is.
They finally managed to get
Oh.
the push as they shove Doomfist and Ana off the point. Team Prevail with the ridiculous push, but still only managing to get the payload there 13 seconds before Team Delamore. Anything could happen in this next round. Drift, how excited are you, man? Was that your mind being blown right there from the amount of fights that these teams are
Oh
throwing
my God.
forward?
13 seconds difference. Yo, Team Prevail definitely came out of that fucking spawn with fire in their eyes. As you saw, they just came in with straight push. You saw the Bastion play from Delamore on this push, but now we're going to go ahead and flip it back over. We'll have to see if Delamore can have that same aggression and see what they can do within this 2 minutes that they have to work with.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Amazing round from each team's Prevail, as you said, coming out of that spawn with a mission, man, shoving Team Delamore off that point in the matter of what felt like 30 seconds. Getting that escort, trucking it along through those alleyways, regrouping, doing what they can, making a solid push at the end, capitalizing on that Hanzo ult, moving forward as we kick off overtime.
You see a lot of ults when they come out. They're kind of a pusher. That's definitely one that makes them spread the Hanzo out, the Diva ult. Kind of gets them the movement going.
Expect this to be fire in each team's eyes, as you like to call it, because each team is going to be on a mission to cap these points as much as they can as they push hard. Both teams running Rhine, as we see from Prevail, the Rhine Zarya, as Team Delamore is running Diva. Genji taking out the other Hanzo and the Baptiste as they push forward, trying to get Team Prevail. Overextended those three members as they're going to have to regroup here. Not overextended. I'm getting the sides mixed up here. Delamore shoving Prevail back off of the point and getting the escort on its way.
So now we come down to that time. So even if they don't get a solid point, it comes down to the meter percentage. Am I correct?
That is correct. And as long as Team Delamore stays on that payload, moving it forward, it will continue to be overtime for this game, so they can push it as far as they can. Team Prevail is going to have to shove Delamore off this payload and do what they can to get as many seconds and as many feet as they can.
We are down to 30 seconds as the Hanzo ult comes out. Kind of makes it spread. Gorkman down on the ground. Gorkman out of the game. We got a couple ults going on. I'm losing my mind right now. This is the choke point of the century right here.
Holding it
18
on
seconds.
Archway, shoving Delamore back to spawn. We got one push from Delamore here as Gorkman goes in hard to try to get the overtime as they pop the Baptiste ult to give their DPS a little bit of an advantage here under the Archway as they go in hard under Archway.
Go with that overtime. We're at 0 seconds points. We're going to see what happens here on this payload.
Trading ults left and right. Hanzo with the double, taking out the main tank. That's big for Team Prevail. Lockhart resing the Hanzo. Aeon taking out the healer in the process. That is a team kill for Team Prevail.
And the Archway!
Off
Let's
at
go!
the Archway, 32 meters. Overtime. Holy cow. Drift, how much of your nails do you have left?
Well, I almost blue screened my PC slapping my desk, so we're at places, boys.
Team Prevail.
So they just got to get it past that Archway.
Yeah, they got to get it past that Archway.
Oh my goodness, I am sweating. My fan is on, and it's still too hot in this game.
Team Prevail with the team wipe at the Arch. That could potentially be big for Team Prevail, forcing them into yet another game. Let's not get too excited here as Team Delamore has been shoving hard. They have their attack strategies down. They've been pushing hard and fast and scattering Team Prevail. It'll be interesting to see what the plan is for each team. Prevail knows that Team Delamore is going to go in hard and fast just like they did. They only have 2 minutes. Maybe that 13 seconds is going to be the difference that they need.
Yeah, they're definitely going to be able to cap that point, get that point as quick as Delamore did, and try to get the payload. They gotta get the initial aggression, so hopefully they can come out and do what they can with that extra, like you said, the extra 13 seconds. The comms chatter has got to be nuts right now, so we're gonna go ahead and see what happens here, Agent. Oh, keep me alive.
Oh man, dude, you keep me alive. Hold my hand, brother. We got an early pick from Kiwi on Pony, but Haley getting the res on Baptiste as they shove outside of statue here, trying to push up to point. Widowmaker holding up top pretty hard at Clock, the opposite side of Clock, takes. I'm lost. What is happening as they are battling outside of statue? Delamore taking out Prevail's tank and one of their DPSs, both tanks, as they manage to shove them off at this point, forcing Prevail to regroup on the backside of Bus. They went in really hard, regrouping by shop, potentially pushing back towards statue, as Team Prevail is going to try to make another push again here.
We're going to capitalize on that 1 minute and 10 seconds they got left here on this next push and make this work for them.
Team Delamore holding this statue point hard. Looks like Team Prevail's backing up, trying to come up with somewhat of a plan to figure out what they need to do as the Zarya respawns. No ults on either side here as Aeon shoves in hard with the Zarya right behind as they're trying to push Delamore off at this point as much as they can. The Diva up top for Delamore on the statue. The Baptiste ult coming out as soon as it can, taking out the off tank. Trades left and right. The Hanzo, the Genji, Aeon coming in hard. The ults, we're gonna start seeing the ult trades. That Hanzo ult splitting up the team. Delamore holding Prevail off at statue as Ash throws out her Bob on point. Aeon doing what he can to push in. Haley
on the point,
keeping him alive. Doesn't manage to drop the enemy Ryan with that hammer down, but Diva coming in the back as Kiwi is holding Clock, trying to keep him off of this point. Gorkman shoving Aeon off at the point as they are in overtime.
And the ult coming in.
Hanzo ult coming out.
My God. Oh, and Team Prevail's on the point. Are we going to get a cap here?
2 down. Diva potentially backing up. Are they cloud-9ing? No, they're back on the point, getting shoved off. Delamore holding off. Team Prevail on Kings Row. A solid game from Big. Oh, man. Hold on. Everybody take a deep breath. A solid game from both teams, man. holding off with the pushes. The same team comp from the comms got to be going crazy on the teams there for that push and those holds as we get GGs in chat from both sides. Drift, how do you feel, man? Delamore 3-0 to Team Prevail, but Prevail, that was a good game, man, from both sides. Delamore just having that little bit of grit they needed to pull out the win today. What do you think, Drift?
No, definitely. And you even see it in those player cards at the end of the game. They definitely had synergy going in each direction. There was different strong points in each team. I mean, you talk about that archway hold. It was definitely out of the left field. You had the other team definitely coming in strong with the other pushes, and Delamore just had that just a little bit of an edge that they needed to take this victory home today.
Both teams coming out in that last game, Prevail with fire in their eyes, as you said, Drift, on a mission to put themselves on the scoreboard, but Delamore managing to hold them off in that last round. Exciting, man. Both teams did amazing. It was so amazing to watch that game. God.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that does come to that last game, but don't go anywhere. We're just going to take a quick break, and then we're going to head off in the post game. We're going to talk to some of the teams, get some of the insight to those hot comms that were coming in. So go ahead, take your little breaks, get ready, because we're going to go ahead and come right back to you.
We'll see you guys in post game. Holy cow, man. Ridiculous game. Team Delamore, Team Prevail in Overwatch. Team Delamore putting up 3-0 on Team Prevail. Not saying that that was not a solid fight from Team Prevail. Drift, man. How are you feeling now that the nerves have finally simmered a little bit?
Oh, I'm still sweating. What do you mean? I'm
I'm
still
still
I'm
too.
still hyped. That
I
was a great fucking game of Overwatch, I have to
I had
say.
to
It
turn
was
my AC
fantastic.
unit up, man.
My fan was already on, so yeah, no, it was a
Dude,
fantastic game, and I can't wait to talk to some of these players, see what's going through the comms of VC. You said several times, I was thinking it. Those comms got to be lit up, and I'd love to get a little bit of insight what was going on in the ideology on some of these plays.
that's right. And I know you guys are going to love to hear what each of these teams were thinking during the game, what they think of the other team, and what they expect moving forward. And, just a competition, man. That's why we do this, but it's a friendly competition. With that being said, we're going to be bringing in Team Prevail. Who are we bringing in for Team Prevail, Drift?
So we're gonna go ahead and have extra Haley, who was on those Mercy heals, and we're gonna go ahead and have I murdered this goddamn name. I have to admit. Uh,
Starts with an S.
yes.
I know that much.
We're gonna go ahead and have can't. Donati? I don't know, honestly. I can't pronounce it. It was their DPS on the Prevail team. People
Prudes.
Shrewd, yes. So actually they're not in.
What?
So we're gonna go ahead and do Team Delamore first.
Oh,
we're gonna
okay. Team Prevail. Okay, not ready. So we're gonna bring in Delamore first. We're gonna be bringing in Kiwi, the Delamore captain, and Mousy, who was on Diva for most of the game for Delamore. We're gonna be bringing them into this post game, asking them what was going on for Team Delamore and kind of how crazy that game was. So we're going to be bringing them in here to post game, chatting with them, chatting with you guys to kind of see if we can get some insight on what was going on for those communications. Kiwi, Mousy,
Hi.
amazing gameplay from you guys. Up front, dude, how was the comms during those games? They had to be going off the charts.
Yeah, it was a lot of yelling. One character's name a lot.
One character. You said you were yelling one character's name a lot.
Oh, it's just we're calling targets.
Sure.
Gorks are shot callers. Gork
Sure.
says is looking.
Gork with some amazing job as the main tank there. So he was doing the shot caller during that game. You, Kiwi, pulling out that Widowmaker during King's Row. It was amazing. What were some of your guys' team comps and ideas and strategies going into these games? We saw the Bastion play that you did in season 0 yet again. Let us know your thoughts. What do you got?
Yeah, we tried to do the Bastion again, but sadly, the teleporter was placed a little bit too far back, so he slipped right off. Because when you put it right in the middle, it gives Bastion effect. So we try and put it a little farther back, so he doesn't get a super fishbowl.
Sure. But still managing to put Bastion in a solid position to force Prevail to kind of fall back on the opposite side of the point under Archway to put you guys in a good position to capture that point. It was still a very viable play from you guys. What was going on, man, for you guys? Just thoughts process during those games. I know you said there was a lot of yelling, but just give us your personal I don't want to say emotions, but what was going on, Kiwi?
Mine is it was mostly just I over psych myself, so it was just calming my nerves most of the time and just focusing because my ADHD runs rampant. So it's a lot of just trying to keep myself focused on what Gork's yelling and whatever my teammates are yelling, and just trying to keep where my positioning is most of the time.
And what was some of your you guys held high ground for most of that game on Oasis and even Kings Row and what was it, Volskaya. You loved the high ground, you loved being in the back, and it was working for you. So Mousy on the Diva, spreading the team out, doing what you can as the off tank. What was going on in your head?
Well, it was definitely a lot of fun playing against this team. They're a lot more
Oh
challenging
yeah.
than the team we played against last season, and it was just really, I had a great time. As Diva, I really had to be watching and denying the enemy DPS the high ground, so they couldn't kill my teammates, of course. And that was made a lot harder by this team, whose players I think did super well.
Yes, it was so much fun playing with them.
Yeah.
It was a fun game to watch. Mousy, you had an amazing Diva ult on Oasis. Arguably, that helped you guys make that last push to capture that point. I just want to ask you guys, how'd you prepare for this game? Would you say that you prepared a lot for this game, or did you guys just go in as a team, have fun, kind of practice a little bit, and come in with your heads on straight?
Well, we practice as a team 2 times a week, but personally, I've been doing practicing diva bomb locations, and so I know about what places I should try to place my bomb to get the optimum amount of kills. So,
That's a word we love to hear, optimum. It paid off, in my opinion. Drift, what do you think from Team Delamore here? What are your thoughts, man?
Hey, Mousy, I have to say, you surprised me. Last season, season 0, I saw a lot of literally hamster ball plays. So I did make a comment. I was intuitive the fact that Gorkman was playing the mouse game and you weren't hiding in the as part of the props and hiding from the enemy team as they walked by. I did notice that comp switch up. So you're doing a lot of hot diva. Was that something you just done overall versus you going ball versus being diva nowadays?
well, Diva is currently more meta than Ball is, and out of Gork and he's a better, I would say, better Ball player, and I'm a better Diva player. um, but you will see my Hammond play later in the season, so keep an eye out.
I was saying I gotta see the mouse in the ball, not the hamster in the ball. I get to see the mouse in the ball. Yeah, you guys definitely came out, and just so you know, I saw that play coming on Kings Row from a mile away. I saw I saw the Symmetra. I saw the Bastion. I was like, wait a minute, AGM. I have the insight on this. I know what's about to happen. I've
You
seen
did
it happen
too.
before. So I was glad that I was kind of right. It's a bummer you guys missed that placement on that because I would honestly love to see it again. That's almost as iconic as the Shield Stream Chick from Siege. I'm just gonna ask you guys going into the season. I believe we'll have more players in the Overwatch season. Are you guys looking forward to doing more games this season?
Oh my
Oh
gosh,
yeah.
yes. I cannot wait.
And I know you commented on it before, but as far as the teams you've played so far in the league, Prevail definitely gave you a run for your money. You'd say?
Oh
Oh
yeah, it was
yeah.
super fun. I love a challenge.
And I know
Yeah.
We were
you guys said a little bit about Team Prevail, but just give us some more in-depth on your guys' thoughts of the enemy team.
Well, their DPS, I think, were uh, very difficult to play against, especially when they took a lot of flank routes and high ground. And having their Mercy pocketing their DPS made them hard to stop. And I think that made a big difference. But overall, their team synergy is great. Their
mhm.
takes make great rotations, and the entire team stays as a cohesive unit instead of splitting up, which makes it easier for us to pick them off one by one. So I just think overall, just a great team.
Kiwi, what are your
Yep.
thoughts?
I honestly just I loved being able to face. Yes, it was it was fun to have a challenge. Something that I was to just beat and to support my team because when we first came. we did our little research on what ranks they were, and so we knew what we were coming into, and so it was just kind of more of a me to because Shrewds is a lot higher rank than I've ever been in DPS, so it was so much fun being able to face against him and being able to play against a better player.
Sure. That's big, man. It was like you guys said, it was a very entertaining game, and Drift and I were jumping out of our seats. Mahadrian was actually laughing at us. We were screaming and just so into the game. It was such an amazing game to watch, and I hope people on Twitch enjoyed watching it as much as we did. One final question for you guys. What are some of your guys' team expectations for yourselves moving forward in the league?
I mean, honestly, so far we're just growing as a team every time we play together. Because I mean, like Ratchet and I have grown to be even better DPS teammates as we've come. We've been able to flex to each other's roles. I can't really play his Genji, but he's able to flex to my McCree, and I can flex to his Reaper every now and then. And we're able to keep checks on each other and see who's each other shooting a lot better than we've been playing each other. And same with our healers. We've been able to keep better checks on our healers and play along with Gork.
Sure, it was there was a little bit of flexing there in that game, but for the most part, you guys had a solid team comp and you kind of stuck with it throughout all 3 games. So, like you said, whatever you guys were doing seemed to be working for you, and it was working for Team Prevail as well. So that's all that I have for you. Drift, do you have anything else for Kiwi and Mousy here from Team Delamar?
Yeah, actually, I was going to ask you. So going forward, with the other teams that we might be bringing on the league, is there anything you think your team's going to work on going into further into the season?
Mousy?
That's a good question. I'm not sure. We've just been doing so well. I just think we need to keep doing what we're doing, keep practicing, keep solidifying our team composition, and especially for specific maps, knowing what
Shrewds.
we should be picking and we'll
Fantastic. Well, I'd like to thank you guys for coming in, continuing to participate in LGL. We're going to go ahead and bring up a player from Prevail, get a few of their thoughts on the match, and we'll continue on. So thank you guys for playing. We'll see you guys in the next Overwatch game.
Shrewds, I enjoyed playing
Thanks
against
so
you, by the
much.
way.
Amazing game, guys. Amazing game. We're going to roll Delamore out of here, and we are bringing up. Who'd you say we were bringing up from Team Prevail, Drift?
You know what? It's the guy I can't say his name because I'm illiterate. Shazuzan? All right. Correct me now, bro. What is it?
Shrewds?
Yo, you got it right.
Isn't it just
Shrewds.
Shrewds?
It's Shrewd. Listen, I'm
Yeah.
crude and can't say names, so.
That's all good, bro.
So Shrewds from Team Prevail, he is actually going to be the lone man speaking for his team. A lot of pressure. Take a deep breath. Putting in work, man, as the DPS. Kiwi even said it himself that it was a joy to play against you because he saw that you were a higher rank in the competitive game mode of Overwatch than him. Such a joy to play against you. It was a joy to watch. I'm going to ask this question first yet again because Drift and I were going off the wall. How was Team Prevail's communications? How was the chat, man? How was the chat?
The comms are intense, I guess. For lack of a better word. But no, I don't like being, I guess. I used to play competitive comp back in the old days, like season 1, 2, 3, all that time. I used to be in a team and things like that. And I haven't really been in a team environment in so long, so I was kind of a little bit more reserved because I remember how I used to treat things or whatever. So I was kind of letting everyone take the reins or whatever, regardless of I guess my skill or whatever the hell. But no, it was a lot of fun, honestly. The whole point of it was just I just wanted to have some fun and jump in and see what it's like to be in a team environment again. But being from Australia, things are a little bit quirky with how I play. But I felt as though we managed to put on a good effort. Obviously, I give mad props to the other teams that they were very coordinated. And especially just I could tell that they were coming up with some quirky strats that, I'm being honest, I have not seen when I'm playing with Super and everyone like that. I'm seeing Bastion teleports. I'm like, what the hell is this? We're playing. This has been forever since I've seen some of this shit. But it was a lot of fun.
That's good, man. You said you kind of took a step back and let some of the other players take the reign. Team Delamore said that Gronk was kind of their shot caller. Who was the big shot caller for your guys' team at Team Prevail?
It was probably a combination of both the tank players, both the boys, as well as Haley calling out every now and then. I guess it was more. We didn't really have, I guess, like the standard, like shot caller. I guess taking the reins. It was more of a bit of everyone chipping out and helping out and giving it a crack. So yeah, it's pretty good.
So, what was some of your guys' initial, like, how did you guys prepare for this game against Team Delamore? Did you guys know kind of what you were going up against when the name Team Delamore showed up? Did you practice? Did you do research as a team? What did you guys do to prepare for this match today?
If I'm being honest with you, I didn't really know much about anything that had like happened prior or whatever, or if there were any matches between the two different between the teams, obviously because I'm new, so I wouldn't really know. But I just all I was told is that they had I think match a while ago, and that this is pretty much I think the only team that's in this the league or something. I don't know. It's a little bit vague for me, but no, I got the basic. This one plays this one does this, whatever. The standard little sneaky. What do they play? What are they best at? This and that. See what we can come up with. But,
sure, and that's part of the fun, man. That's part of the fun. You said you came in here, you were looking for a good time, and you guys competed. It was awesome. It was awesome to watch. So, that being said, how do you guys prepare to improve your team communication and your expectations moving forward for Team Prevail? Because we do have more teams, specifically incoming. Team Stella, spoiler alert, is who you guys are going to be likely facing in the next Overwatch game. What do you think are some things you guys are going to do to help prepare yourself for that game?
I think the main thing that they could work on, everyone could work on, is probably having, I guess, that designated caller, and probably just a little bit more. I guess the word I would use is more planning in terms of like how we could how you could counter comps, or you just everyone got to be on that. I guess our problem was a little bit more of the synergy, because I could easily tell that the other fellas had were way more coordinated.
They've been playing with each other
a little bit. Yeah, they've been playing
for
with each other
a while,
for a long time. Yeah.
So you kind of gave us a little bit of insight to, you were having fun. It's a good team.
Yep.
Specifically, I want you to go in depth. What are your thoughts on Team Delamore?
Okay, so the Widow player, very good. He was doing mad work on their team. And especially as well, I'm saying this in the nicest way I can. That is not TOS. You're the D.Va player. you were good in an annoying way for me. You're getting under my skin in a good way. But yeah, no, it made me really realize, holy shit, D.Va is still this strong. But yeah, no, I just felt like they were just out a really good unit, I guess is the word I would say. There was a
Unit,
good
man.
Yeah.
I love that word. The
Yeah, I don't
synergy.
know. I'm Australian, so everything I say is fucking weird. So yeah.
Not at all. Not at all. And like we keep saying, dude, amazing gameplay and gunplay from both of you guys. Drift, do you have anything for Shroods here, the man whose name you can't even say?
I was
Yo,
calling me
listen.
Shroud. It's alright. I
Shroud.
got told that my chat was saying he was calling you Shroud. I'm like, oh
Yeah, yeah. Shroud slipped.
Yeah.
I don't think that was me. I think that was Agent that slipped out the
Oh.
Shroud. But you know
I
what?
just
Listen,
I just
the-
called Gork Gronk, okay?
Ah,
So
Gork.
it's fine. Sometimes a lot of things happen
say
and you just
Gronk, yeah.
throw stuff out of there.
So yeah, we definitely have that across the pond gameplay, and the chat's kind of going with it. They love that Aussie coming out on Team Prevail. I think you get a little bit of a fan base here just for being an Aussie on the player system. But no, you definitely got a couple to play the game, so you're definitely fragging out. I know Kiwi had a man crush for DPSing with you, so that was fun. Oh, honestly, Agent covered most of the questions. I have a question for you. You guys have fun. I mean, the division is fun. You do have other teams that are coming in the league. Overall, it was a fantastic game to watch. You guys definitely traded back and forth. I was shouting a lot. I'm sweating. But overall experience, I mean, did take an L today, but you know what? There's always the next day, and it was not the big numbers don't reflect what the overall gameplay really was. It was definitely a back and forth game. It came down to the milliseconds. So, is there anything that you would look forward to in the future that you would like to do with the team?
With like my team, you mean?
Yeah, with the Prevail and the
Oh, yeah.
LDLM moving forward. Is there anything that sticks out to you as far as what would become next?
Probably just be finding, I guess, like a schedule. I guess like a better schedule, just so we can, because we've had times where we practice with like five out of 6 or 4 out of 6, but towards the end, towards like now game day or whatever, we managed to get a few like 6-mans in, but I think that's just more of a like, as I was talking about earlier, like to do with the synergy and stuff like that, just getting everyone, especially because I'm upside down playing with my toes and shit. So
I was gonna say this
It's
game
nighttime for
started at
everyone, yeah.
noon for you, right? It was 12
Yeah,
o'clock
it's
midday.
1:42 in the afternoon. I'm sweating balls here. It's very hot.
We
I'm on
down
fire.
under it upside down, like you said.
Yeah,
Well, it was. Thank you for coming out and speaking on behalf of Prevail.
No
I'm
worries.
glad you were able to stick around. I'm glad to have Prevail as part of the LDL community. I know that stage 2 is going to have a couple more teams in it, so we'll see a lot more hot action happen in that stage. That's it for me. Agent, you got any last words for that?
I just got one thing in the Twitch chat. Mahadrian himself said, Shroods, he wants to kiss you.
Oh. He's got to form a line, but you know what? We can accommodate that.
Hey, I love to hear it, man. I love to hear it. Shroods, like
He
Drift
can give me a
said,
kiss with the Twitch Prime instead. There you go.
oh,
I'm fucking with you.
like Drift
All
said, thank you for coming out and talking to us on behalf
worries, bro.
of Team Prevail. Fun game from both teams, solid game from both teams. We're gonna get you out of here, man. Have a good rest of your day. Go take a shower if you're that sweaty.
Oh yeah, man.
We all need to cool
I'm
down.
shirtless. It's all good.
Hello, down under shirtless. Let's go.
Oh, calm down, chat. Calm down. So, with that being said, here at the stream, we are actually going to take a quick break. We are experiencing a little bit of an audio issue. Stick around. We won't be long. Give us a few minutes, and we will return after we get this problem fixed for you guys.
So, welcome back. So, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this beautiful closer, y'all. That was a fantastic game of Overwatch, but I'm going to let you know that's not going to be the last game that we have. That was definitely the opener. We have other stages that we're going to come into, so you'll be ready for more Overwatch action. We are closing in the close end of this month. We do have 2 other games. If you're a fan of the Rocket Cars of the Rocket League, our next game coming up on Wednesday, the 27th, we're going to have Helios versus Hades on some Rocket Cars. Listen, I lost my voice to that stuff. It's some good stuff to watch. You know, Rocket League is definitely great. Also, coming up the next day, Thursday, the 28th, we're going to have Helios against Hades again, but this is going to go ahead and be a Valorant game. And that will wrap up stage 1 for LDGL, but that is just the beginning, folks, because this season is just now kicking off, and there's a lot more hot action. Because after stage 1, we're going to go ahead and enter stage 2, and we have a plethora of teams that are going to go ahead and come in during that segment. I know that Prevail has a R6 team coming in. I know there's quite other teams that are going to have Overwatch teams coming in. There's going to be quite a few other teams coming in for that, so we're going to see some variety and some hot gameplay coming in next month. It's getting so busy over here. It's a lot. So it's been fantastic. I hope to see you guys in those games. We'd like to thank all of you for coming out, supporting both teams, supporting LDGL. If you are interested in getting in the league yourself, you have a VR community that you have yourself, you can always contact the league. Join the Discord, get in touch with Mahidrian or Kavechi. They can go ahead and get you set up and see what we can do for you. We'd like to thank all of you for coming out tonight. Thank you, Agent M, for coming out and casting tonight and giving the somewhat veteran, as you would be modest about it, insight
am
on
far from
that
a
Overwatch.
veteran, but I had fun, man. We all had fun.
That's the important thing. The important thing is we all have fun here at LGL. We are a community, one big happy esports family coming in here. And ladies and gentlemen, this is going to wrap up the stream. We'd like to thank you for coming out. We hope to see you on Wednesday for that Rocket League. You all have a fantastic night.